Just like a artist needs a certain palette and a certain number of tools, a game designer is an artist in his or her own right, and they need the same thing. Like if you gave me a red bucket of paint and a canvas and told me to create, I could come up with something. If you gave me an entire white wall of canvas in 30,000 different colors, I could come up with something better.
Exactly.
And I mean, Nintendo gave you one color and one canvas and one brush that was missing most of the bristles. I mean, it's fucked up.
Essentially, every system is how well can you express your story. Bottom line, and Nintendo's been paused ever since. We can go beyond the GameCube. We can go back to 64. How well can you express your story?
Exactly.
We've been given a picture of a plumber jumping on top of a turtle dinosaur dragon's head for the past 8 years now. I really don't. You know what? We'll do it like this. You take what Smash Brothers did with the first one compared to Melee, and then you look at Melee to Brawl. There's virtually little to no difference in Melee and Brawl. It's an expansion. Black Steve said before we actually recorded the video, if Melee had been on the 360 or PS3, and they made instead of making Brawl, they'd have just gave you some downloadable content, because that's basically what it was. It was a firmware update.
Exactly.
And some downloadable content.
Exactly. When we're talking about games, like when we're talking about games that are art form, we mean games that have the character development, the content. They have everything. They giving you you walk away with an experience. I mean, like we're not spoiling anything. I'm gonna throw that out there right now because I hate spoilers as much as most of you do. But we finished Metal Gear Solid 4 last night, and if my boys had not been in here, I'd have probably been crying. I mean, that you walk away from that game, and it's kind of a letdown because it's hard to imagine that there will ever be a game to top it. I mean, it's kind of like I've set myself up for disappointment from this point on.
It's one of those games when you finish, you're upset because it's over.
Yeah,
and it's like I want more now.
The situation that happened at the end was just so sad. It's just like it hits you for real.
Yeah.
If you played the other Metal Gears and you care about those characters at all, my whole point to this is, you can't find that experience at all on the Wii. It's not there. Like even Lost Odyssey had me tearing up a bit at the end. That was just the end of the first disc.
There isn't a game on the level. If you take what they consider to be blockbuster games or major franchise games, there isn't a Wii game that you can call on the same level as a major franchise, on the 360 or the PS3, based off the fact of what you're gonna get when you open the CD case and put the CD into your system. You're just not gonna get that. And the only people who to blame is Nintendo, because they made the system. The game designers can only do what you give them. They can't create, water out of dirt. They just really can't do it. If you give them water, they can give you, ice, but they can't make something out of something that's not there.
And what's sad is the 360 has a game called Dead Rising. This zombie survival game that's it's pretty good. The textures are beautiful, and I haven't even seen it on my new HD TV. It was on my old TV. Like the textures were beautiful, the frame rate was great, and now that game is coming to the Wii. You can expect a hilarious review when it drops.
You know what?
Because it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work.
One of the big selling points of Dead Rising was the fact of how many zombies were on the screen, which were literally hundreds of zombies. I really honestly don't feel that the Wii can process that many actual sprites on the screen. I don't think they actually can handle it. Like, I don't
look like Resident Evil 2 is gonna be 8 zombies coming at your ass.
Exactly. Like, there's no way I think it can handle it. And then the game was developed in HD. The Wii is not made in HD. Nothing for the Wii is made in HD. The most they support is 480p, which actually is standard definition on an HD TV.
It's PS2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's damn close to what PS2 was. Like
it's the same as the GameCube. That's what it did. It did.
Yeah, like I have yet to see a Wii game that looked as good as Silent Hill 3. I have yet to see it happen. Now that's a problem considering the fact
I ain't seen a Wii game that looked as good as Final Fantasy X.
Me neither. Like
that came out in 2002.
It's like it's all blurry. It's like these blocky Dreamcast textures, and it's just like drowned over in this blurry fog, so you don't know no better. So because they hoping you don't know any better, but I do.
I'll say it like this: Nintendo came at the Wii as this is going to be our experiment. We're going to see if we can make a system that is so easy to fucking play that old ladies and their grandchildren could play with each other. Bottom line.
Exactly. Now I said this before the Wii even came out. I said this, and apparently I don't even learn from my own mistakes because apparently I'm a fucking idiot. But I said this before the Wii came out. They got up there and said the Wii is going to be so incredibly easy that even your mom could play it. Now at the time I said, if my mom can walk through a game, what the hell is that going to do for me? The person that somehow survived Ninja Gaiden 2 and Contra and all this other shit. I was like, that game's not going to appeal to me. It's not going to be able to, satisfy me. And like a dumbass, I went out and bought one anyway. And here we are.
Yeah. I love my grandparents to death, but I don't want to play the game. I don't want to play video games with my grandparents. I'm sorry. We just don't need to share everything in life.
I'm telling you, if an old person wants to play a game, they better throw down a chess or checkerboard in front of me. I'll play with you.
Exactly. Like,
but
I'm
I
sorry.
sure as hell ain't playing Street Fighter with you.
Because if you grab that controller, granddad, you going to catch one today.
You gonna catch one. Like, ex-girl of mine got a PS3, and she was saying she can't be Kakashi on the Naruto demo, and I just told her to stick with it because eventually she'll get it. And I hope she gets it because if we ever fight online, son, I'm gonna be ruthless regardless.
Exactly. But moving on, there were some comments made. Morgan Webb asked Reggie Fils-Aimé if, how would he respond to the hardcore gamers who asked for Kid Icarus and, other different franchises, which, if you take it from a Nintendo's fan, Nintendo usually drops hints in other games about what is coming out. And if you play Smash Brothers, Pit was on the game, which, if you don't know, was the star of Kid Icarus. Now, he was updated until, what's considered, now generation's graphics, which to most people it makes you feel as if he's going to have his own game. So people were asking, where's his game at?
Reggie, according to Reggie, we never said he was coming. But she bought us Wii Sports Resort, which is basically like an old folks home, and the things that they would do at an old folks home.
Play Frisbee with your dog.
Oh, God. Okay, hold on. Play a Frisbee with your dog. Throw in a Frisbee. Hopefully you don't throw it through your TV. Throw in a Frisbee and watching a poorly animated dog come and bring it back to you. Now, I'm not the most active person in the world, but that is the epitome of fucking lazy. That you couldn't go outside with your real dog.
No, you can't do that with your real dog. You have to do it with the me animated dog.
I like playing Mega Man and stuff because I just don't see it happening in real life. But come on, you can't throw your dog a Frisbee?
Like, then, I don't know what old folks home has fencing, which, if I'm not mistaken, fencing was on another game that was made by Nintendo. So why are we getting it on the same game again?
It was the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
I don't know what Olympics they went to, but their Olympics went down badly.
I don't think the Olympics need to test Mario. If he could beat Sonic in a race, they need to test his ass for steroids.
I think
something's wrong.
Some say that game was just bad from the beginning, but
yeah,
the Wii Resort. I mean, it just seems like these lackadaisical attempts to just say, what, here's another game to get when you get a Wii. Like, you already know it's gonna be that new Wii package that comes with a free Wii mode. Like it's that's just like
a privilege for you, for them to give you a fucking controller.
And then you get a free nunchuck because separately you have to pay $20 for each nunchuck.
But that's the analog stick.
No, it's the nunchuck.
Bullshit.
I can't remember. Didn't the Super Nintendo come with 2 and didn't 64 come with 2?
Came with 2 and Super Mario World.
The other Nintendo systems basically came complete with whatever you needed to do at the time. The original NES came with a cartridge that held 3 whole games. Yep. And a trackpad and 2 controllers and a gun. The Wii mode,
that thing came with the heat, man. I don't care what you wanted to play. It had something to hold you.
Okay, the Wii, on the other hand, you have to buy the gun accessory or buy the game that it comes with, which basically means you pay for a $5 game for a $20 accessory.
You can't even buy the pad. You gotta buy fucking Wii Fitness just to get the fucking pad.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
You gotta pay $80 for a $20 pad and a $10 game. That's not right.
That's not right at all. I don't know what to say. Everybody flipped out on Sony. So you mean I have to buy an HDMI cord separate? I was like, shit, when I got my Wii, I was like, you mean I have to buy a real game separate? I mean, none of them come with games now, but it's just the fact
that they say they will.
The Wii came with, Wii Sports, and I was just wondering. I was like, what am I gonna do until Smash? And then it turns out I didn't do anything until Smash. And then when I got Smash 3 weeks later, I was done with it.